Hi Gandhi class, welcome to your first science lesson this week. And our learning objective for today's lesson is, can I begin to plan an investigation? So this lesson is about learning how to work scientifically. We are going to be scientists and we're going to plan an experiment which will be carried out for you in the next lesson. Now, recently I heard Mrs. Mirza say that all metals are magnetic, and I wasn't quite sure if that was correct. This is why I thought, let's plan and carry out an investigation to check whether this hypothesis is correct. So before we begin, I want you to have a think, maybe have a discussion with an adult or a sibling who's nearby if they're free. So the first question is, what does working scientifically mean? Pause the video to have a think or to discuss with someone who is nearby and is able to discuss with you. Okay, so working scientifically means using the processes of science, so questioning, experimenting, reasoning, evidence, and analysing data. Question number 2, why do we need to make a plan? Pause the video to have a think or a discussion with someone who is nearby and free to do so. Okay, so a plan tells you the process of the investigation. It's telling you why you are doing it, what you want to find out, and what you need. And the last question, why do we need to work systematically? Fixed plan or system? Pause the video to have a think or a chat with someone who is nearby and free. So we work systematically to reduce the amount of problems which may happen. If there is a system, you will get better results and they will be done more efficiently. So what do you think these words mean? Aim, prediction, method, resources, variable, fair test, results, conclusion, evaluation. And I just want you to spend a couple of seconds on each just to have a think about what you think it might mean, and then I'm going to explain what they mean to you. So pause the video to have a think about what these words here mean. So the aim, my turn, your turn. Aim. Aim. This is what you're trying to find out. My turn, your turn. Prediction. Prediction. This is what you think might happen. You're making a prediction, an educated guess as to what you think might happen with your experiment. My turn, your turn. Method. Method. This is how you're going to carry out your investigation. What are you going to do? What steps are you going to take? My turn, your turn. Resources. Resources. This is the equipment that you are going to need to use for your experiment. My turn, your turn. Variable or fair test? Variable or fair test? So a variable is something that can be changed. It's something within your experiment that you will change. And a fair test is something that stays the same or consistent to make sure that your test is going to be fair. My turn, your turn. Results. Results. This is what you observed and what you saw happen. My turn, your turn. Conclusion. Conclusion. And this is what you found out. So you normally write a sentence at the end of an investigation to write up what your conclusion is. You'd normally say, I found out that da 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 da. And you'd link it back to your prediction and your aim. And the last one, my turn, your turn, evaluation. Evaluation. So this is where you discuss whether or not it was a fair test, whether or not it went well or not so well, and something that you could investigate next or something that you could have done better. So this is the investigation that's going to happen. We're going to give you a bit of information about it, and then we're going to work together to fill in the first part of our experiment sheet. So the reason I'm carrying out this investigation is to prove to Mrs. Mirza that she is wrong when she said all metals are magnetic. For this investigation, I'm going to be using 5 types of metals: steel, which is going to be some paper clips, aluminium, so a Coke can, nickel, keys, copper, a 1p coin, and iron, some sort of tool. My investigation will be fair because the metal sizes and the magnet are going to be the same. So by doing that, I'm ensuring that I've got a fair test. So my magnet's going to be the same size for each metal that I'm testing on, and the metals that I'm going to have are also going to be the same size to make sure that that is fair. Because if you've got something that might be heavier than another, it might look like it's less magnetic if the magnet is struggling to pick it up. So we're going to make sure that they're the same size and that the magnet's going to be the same. However, the variable that's going to be changed is the type of metal. And I'm going to carry out this investigation by holding the magnet near the object or metal and to see if it attracts. So now that we've been through each step of an investigation and looked at how I will carry it out, our task is to plan the experiment. On the next slide, I will show you what the experiment sheets look like. There are 2 pages. However, today we are just going to focus on the first page. So this is the first page, working scientifically. The aim of the investigation, so what are you trying to find out? Your prediction, what do you predict is going to happen? What are you going to guess is going to happen? Your method, so here you're going to talk about the variables that you're keeping the same and the variables that you are changing. You're then going to draw a picture of what you will do and then write a sentence about what's going to happen. On the next page, you have got your results. So what did you observe? And you're going to put it into a table. You're going to write a conclusion. So what did you find out? And then you're going to do an evaluation of your investigation. So today our task is to complete the first page. Make sure we underline our headings and subheadings. So I was thinking, why don't we do this together? So I've got my book here ready, so let's work through this one together. So here is my book. Now we need to put the title Working Scientifically. So at the top, I want you to write Working Scientifically. And because it's a heading, we need to underline it. So make sure you've got a ruler and you are underlining it. Pause the video here to do your heading. Okay, so the next part that we are going to do is the aim of the investigation. So you're going to write the subheading aim. I'm going to leave 1, 2 lines and then write aim of the investigation. And again, because it's a subheading, you need to underline it. Now you're going to write full sentences. I want to see full sentences. I don't want you just to write quick notes. This is going to be done in full sentences. So you're going to start off with the aim of the investigation is, okay? So I want you to get this bit done, and then I want you to have a think about what the aim of the investigation is before I write it down. So pause the video to write the subheading, aim of the investigation, and the beginning of our sentence, and then have a think about what we could write. Pause the video. Okay, so our aim of the investigation is to find out if all metals are magnetic or not. So I'm going to write, the aim of the investigation is to find out if all metals are magnetic or not, and put a full stop at the end there. So please write down either this sentence, which I've written down for you, or what you thought of. Pause the video to make sure that this part is done. Okay, now let's move on to the next section. So I'm going to leave a line. I'd like for you to leave a line too. And then we're going to write prediction. That's our next subheading. Prediction. And then make sure that you underline that as well. And again, we're going to write a full sentence. So we're going to write, I predict that. So what I want you to do now is pause the video. I want you to write the subheading prediction. I want you to write, I predict that. And I want you to have a think about what you think might happen. Do you think all metals are magnetic, or do you think they're not? So pause the video and write down your prediction. So I personally don't think that all metals are magnetic. So I'm going to write, I predict that not all metals are magnetic. Now you may think that all metals are magnetic. So this is all about what you predict, what you think is going to happen. Okay, and then let's leave a line and we're going to do our method. So we need to write the subheading method and then underline it. So for this bit, we need to talk about the variables that we're going to keep the same and the variable that we are going to change. So the variables that I will keep the same are. Can you remember what two variables we were going to keep the same are? Pause the video and I want you to write the subheading, this sentence, the variables that I will keep the same are, and then write down what you think. Pause the video to have a go at this. So we said that we're going to be using the same magnet. So it would be the magnet used. And that all the metals are the same size. So all metals are the same size. Now we need to write the variable that we're going to change. So on the next line, write variable I will change. Can you remember the variable that we're going to change? Pause the video here and I want you to write variable I will change and then write down the variable that will be different. Well done if you got the type of metal. Okay, now we're going to draw a picture of what we're going to do. So make sure you've got a ruler, and I would leave 2 lines. Then I'm going to draw a box going along from 0 to 16 centimeters. So then make sure your fingers are spaced out when you're using your ruler, as this will keep the ruler steady. And you're going from 0 to 16 centimeters. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines down. Then 16 across again. And then join them up. So please pause the video to draw out your box. Now we need to draw what we're going to do. So what I would like for you to do is pause the video and draw a picture of what you are going to, well, of what we're going to be doing for this experiment. So, and then I will, I'll draw a picture as well for you, and you can check it against yours. So pause the video to draw a picture of what we are going to be doing. Okay, so we're going to have a certain type of metal, we're going to have a magnet, and we're going to hold it close to it to see if the metal is going to be picked up by the magnet. So here is my magnet. I'll put north and south there. And then we're going to have the metal here. So I know one of the metals is a paper clip, so I'm going to draw the paper clip. There we go. And then I'm also going to label it. So metal, magnet. And then we need to write a sentence about what it is we're doing. So pause the video and write a sentence about what we are doing for this investigation. So you're just describing what we're doing in the picture. Pause the video to have a go. Okay, so underneath we're going to write, we are going to hold a magnet near different types of metal to see if it will be attracted, the scientific word there, attracted to the magnet attracted to the magnet and be attracted to the magnet and to see if all metals are magnetic. So something along those lines is what you should have written. Okay, so this is what your investigation should look like so far. So we've done the first page, and then tomorrow we will be doing the second page. Please, please, please make sure that you upload your work to Tapestry, and I will see you next time, Gandhi class. Bye.